that has money to spend would rather buy 50 Hilux vehicles for the police at a cost of 250 million than 2 armored VIP cars for a minister. So it's really a question of, I think sometimes we don't do enough rigorous thinking about the implications of some of the decisions we make. You cannot run a society without a presumption that in every part of your country there are officers charged with ensuring peace and order. And that's why, one, the police is the largest of the organizations with over 370,000 men and the most widespread. So I would think that it would be exceedingly foolish, and I think Nigeria has been exceedingly foolish in underfunding its police and then complaining about its state.
Now, looking at the formation of the board, one would have expected to have quite a number of members to be security experts, but it seems we have just one. Why is it so?
We are not a security agency. You see, we have to distinguish functions, right? When the Ministry of Finance, in a system that provides funding for the police, right, is looking at the budget, right? It is not a security expert. It is, so you are a board. If you want security knowledge, you invite, as we do, the CP. We invite the Commander RRS. We invite the Director SSS, right, to come and advise us as to current conditions and current needs. You can't get any security analysis better than that. Listen, there are too many security experts, right, whose antecedents are not known around. One DIG, former Deputy Inspector General of Police, who served all over Nigeria, is sufficient input into board decision. The board is not a security board. You understand? It's a fundraising, fund management board. So the key things, right, are judicious application of the money. Those are the key elements. So, as I said, when we started, we had no template. There was nobody else running a trust fund, and none had ever been established in the way this was. Now, we had to be careful about designing our business philosophy. We had to be clear that we were not set up as a security agency. We are to support. So our main focus is gathering and managing resources. Fine. Now, we then said we don't want to also be a procurement agency where we're just buying things and saying, oh, police, we saw this, take that. No. We had to design interventions. We knew that our resources were not limitless, so we had to make the most impact. That is why you will find that the Commissioner of Police, Director SSS, and other agencies or their reps are not on the board. The reason being that you cannot be a trustee and also a beneficiary. There'd be conflict. So the decision where we are going to put our resources will be that of the board. So if the question is, oh, why don't you have more security experts? We say that they can't give us the kind of feedback that the CP can, that the Director SSS can, and that the Commander RRS or any of the military components. They are the ones that know the need. So if they say, and I am a member of the State Security Council, so I am the organic link between where the strategies of Lagos State's security policy are developed and the board. So I don't think, we need any more input than that. So it was deliberate that the board was essentially management. That's why we have 3 bank MDs on the board, mainly private sector people, because the decision on how to spend resources is different from the decision of developing a security plan. And that is somebody else's responsibility. We have the right to vet the plan in terms of cost, in terms of, look, we gave you this last time, and it didn't seem to work, so we're not inclined, or we don't have as much as you would like. because the law enjoins us to ensure that at any point in time, we have sufficient money for emergency interventions. And that's why, I mean, I say one of the things I'm most proud about is the fact that we have endured for so long. Systems like this don't endure. Where is the police equipment fund? Nobody. You remember the police equipment fund? That's gone. So if you have to be clear what your role is. And our role is a management role. We are the missing management component of the security architecture.
All right, let's take this quick break, and when we come back, we shall continue with our discussion. We're taking a look at the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, the LSSTF, and our guest, the Executive Secretary, Mr. Fola ArthurWorrey, is still here with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back for more. Right, you're welcome back. It's still question time on Channels Television. Mr. Fola ArthurWorrey is our guest, and quite a lot has been said on the Lagos State Security Trust Fund, which he is the Executive Secretary. Now, I want to take you up on the issue of, raising money, voluntary donations by members of the public, the private sector and indeed the public sector. Now, it's good that the establishment has that objective of getting donations, but for so many people, they would like to wonder or want to know, how do you ensure accountability, the effective monitoring of these funds so that it achieves what you set it out to achieve?
One of the reasons why we are still in business and we're attracting new donors each year. I mean, some will drop out, right? But like the most recent and was the donation by the Lebanese community of 80 million in cash and one truck worth 20 million. One of the reasons is that we have unfailingly every year held what we call a town hall meeting, where we call all the donors and other citizens and elders and all people, and they come and they listen to the chairman's address and unfailingly the report of our external auditor, PricewaterhouseCoopers. There is no year we have not presented the previous year's audit report. We know that the year we say to the public that, sorry, we couldn't, somehow something happened, we didn't audit, we know that's it, because it's a trust fund. So that has been critical. So it's every year we have the town hall, and then the Commissioner of Police, who is the acknowledged head of law enforcement in the state, even though there are other agencies, but it's the CP that you say when you go to a place, you say police. If something happens to you in New York, you don't say, where is civil defense? Where is FRS? You say, where is the police? So, yeah, so we've had that every year. And because we do that, people make pledges every year. And even though, if you're asking people for donations, then there are no guarantees. Because the economy, 2009, when the banks were in trouble and the stock market crashed, was one of our worst years. We still got some, but it's donation. So you're going to get ups and downs. Now, in total, going up, down over the years, we've raised in cash about 2.7 billion in donations, cash. And that cuts from 100 million at one stage, 50, to a 25,000 personal donation. We've also had donations in kind. That means vehicles, motorbikes, ballistic gear, bulletproof helmet, radios, walkie-talkies, worth about 1.7 billion. And when you think that these are voluntary donations, now, when you say